All right, so interesting side note on FOBs. I normally expect diamond rats to despawn in 15 minutes. I've come to accept that. Sometimes in the past it's happened sooner, but I've never stress tested it. But just now I did. 10 omens and a Kura got spawned by this paladin, and it was 11, I swear, before, and I docked up and I was logging my guys on, and I undocked and I warped and I logged in and I warped to the staging point, and there was no diamond rats. I'm like, whoa, that's weird. So I warped off after spawning the 10 omens in the Kura and warped back, and they were still there. So I'm like, okay, what if I session changed, as in docked up or left system? So I docked up with all my guys and then undocked about a minute later. And I warped to the safe spot, and one crew was left, and it was burning towards the fob, and it disappeared. I'm like, wait, that was less than 5 minutes ago that I'd spawned it. So there might be a way to reshuffle the deck by simply changing session. So let's test it right now. I mean, might as well. We've got the opportunity.
Warp drive active.
So off we go. So warp in. This is, I'm going to assume that you need to warp off before you get any rats aggroing on you. That might just be subjective, but I'm going to assume that you need to rabbit out. So we're going to approach the staging point. They're after me with butterfly nets. Okay, so screw you, coppers. Who's gonna spawn? If it takes this long, it's usually battleships, which is great. But the annoying thing is they take a while to despawn. But we'll test it nonetheless, right? So normally it's 15 minutes that I assume it takes. And I'm sitting there waiting for them to despawn. But if I change session, it'll trigger their despawn, which is awesome. Yeah, it's gotta be battleships. Omens usually like appear right away. Battleships are like, we're gonna take a coffee break. Hello? Yeah, battleships. Alright, so they warp to member. Yeah, this is the easiest spawn in the world. It's so funny because this is worth two battleships are worth 3 omens. And it's hilarious because the battleships just come in pairs or something, and it's a joke. But you've seen the 10 plus omens that spawn. Sometimes it's 8 ships, sometimes it's 11. I've seen 12. Between 8 and 12. Yeah. That's a joke. That's like 3 omens DPS. Snore. So let's get rid of everybody docked up.
Warp drive active.
See ya, suckers. And we'll roll the dice again. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Because normally it's like, I say it takes 15 minutes, but this is going to be awesome. Okay. Yeah, no. One quickly realizes early on in one's noob career how to disable that camera shake.
Docking permission requested.
Either through that or
accepted.
rookie help people saying just turn it off. Alright, so yada yada yada. So this probably just automatically triggers their despawn, and they have to slow burn into the fob, so it might take them a bit. It's a bit annoying, but yeah, when you get battleships, you're not going to pass up that opportunity to blow the fob to dust bunnies. And besides, you'd spent 10 minutes draining the fob already, you know, so you'd have to do that all over again, and you have to. There's no getting around it. Alright. So, could you do this with another Marauder? Damn straight you could. Probably one of the Kaldari ones where you could just have a passive tank and... Now, could you get enough resist and passive recharge to survive 10 freaking omens? 11? I just don't know. So they should be moving towards the fob. I'd be surprised if they despawned already. So the crew is gone, and these guys are moving. You know they're despawning because they're moving. Normally they just sit there, doggo. Well, not doggo because we can see them. Yeah, they're heading in. It's going to take a little bit. But hey, it's better than waiting 15 minutes, right? And then you have to wait for them to... Now, is it the triggering ship that needs to dock up and change session? Or does it mean everybody on grid? Like, that's another question, right? Can they despawn this way if you get aggro'd on? Does it take everybody on grid docking up? Or just, can it be... Is it more like I'm being very rigid in my parameters here, but maybe it's loosey-goosey, right? You know, it could be as simple as der defense fleet despawns if change session for spawning character, period. Possibly. I don't know. So yeah, we've definitely figured that one out. I don't need to stress test it. It's interesting enough in its own right without needing to delve in any deeper. I'm pretty happy with what I've discovered right now. And now I go on to test Mark III after I drain the fob, which is going to take 10 minutes. No, more like 15 minutes waiting for this thing to slow boat. Thanks for watching. That was definitely informative and helpful.